The Fallout episode of WWE SmackDown after Bad Blood 2024 is expected to be an exciting show because it will feature the potential twists and turns following The Rock's grand return. The final boss sent a cryptic message to Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes after his surprise appearance at the event in Atlanta. The rivalry between the Bloodline and Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Jimmy Uso will probably continue as well. It will be interesting to see which side The Rock will take if he shows up on SmackDown tonight. So, without further ado, let's take a look at 5 things The Rock could do on WWE SmackDown tonight. The Rock is a board member of TKO Group Holdings, so he can misuse his power if he wants to. He tried to do so on the road to WrestleMania XL, but WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H did not let that happen. The final boss may cause tension between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. He could give his cousin a title match against the American Nightmare on an upcoming episode of SmackDown, and set the stipulation that if the original tribal chief loses, he will not be able to challenge for Cody's title as long as the latter is champion. He could then order the Bloodline to interfere in the title match and cause a disqualification finish. This way, The Rock could remove Roman from his path and be the only main contender for the undisputed WWE Championship. The situation within the Bloodline has been tense since the dispute between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa over the status of the tribal chief began. Since The Rock is the eldest out of them all, he could hold a tribal court to resolve the issues between his cousins. He may suggest they face each other in a match for the Eula Fala at Crown Jewel 2024 or an upcoming episode of SmackDown, and could even become the special guest referee for it. The Rock was the only member of the Bloodline who did not suffer a loss at WrestleMania XL. Roman Reigns lost his title and his position as the tribal chief immediately after the show of shows. On the other hand, Solo Sikoa has not been able to keep things in control since taking over the Bloodline. To stabilize things within his family, the final boss could become the new tribal chief on SmackDown tonight. He could even reveal that he was the one who gave Sikoa the power in his absence. Everyone in the Bloodline could acknowledge the Great One tonight. Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso would obviously refuse to do so if they get called out, leading to the need for them to get back together with Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Before going on hiatus, The Rock told Cody Rhodes that their story was just beginning. He subtly hinted at coming after the undisputed WWE champion at Bad Blood 2024, and made it clear in an Instagram live video after the show that he hates the American Nightmare. The Bloodline attacked Rhodes after Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu lost against him and Roman Reigns. They failed at Bad Blood 2024, so they will likely come after him again on SmackDown tonight. It is possible that Rhodes faces Fatu in the main event tonight, or teams up with Reigns and Jimmy Uso to take on the Bloodline. The Rock could make a surprise appearance during the closing moments of SmackDown and attack the American Nightmare. If Reigns and Uso get involved, the final boss could get physical with them as well. The Bloodline storyline keeps getting deeper with time. It may involve more Samoans and Tongans after the return of The Rock. The group still leads a Wiseman, who may have been waiting to show up with the real tribal chief. There is a possibility that The Rock introduces the legendary Haku as his special counsel on SmackDown after revealing himself as Solo Sikoa's tribal chief. Haku, whom the final boss considers his uncle, joining the Bloodline would make sense given the fact that his sons, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, are part of the group. Hikuleo, who is also Haku's son, could debut on SmackDown as The Rock's enforcer. The 6'8" giant reportedly signed with WWE in the summer. With a Bloodline civil war on the horizon, it would be the right time for him to join his brothers. The return of The Rock to WWE television has always been a seismic event, shaking up the landscape of professional wrestling. This time, the People's Champion has unfinished business with his own Bloodline. The Rock's reappearance on SmackDown could bring a wave of fresh faces, epic confrontations, and shocking developments. One of the biggest questions on everyone's mind: what's next for Roman Reigns? After being banned from another WWE title rematch, Roman's dominance is in jeopardy. But this isn't a storyline that's just going to fizzle out. In fact, it's heating up even more. Here are 5 things The Rock, aka the final boss, could do next on SmackDown, bringing with him some surprising allies and shaking the very foundations of the WWE. Since the early days of the Bloodline saga, Roman Reigns has had Paul Heyman as his wise advisor, constantly whispering battle strategies and maneuvers in his ear. Now that The Rock has thrown his hat into the ring, it's only fitting that he brings a strategist of his own, someone equally formidable and deeply rooted in Pacific Islander traditions. Enter the Tongan Wisemen. Imagine a character with deep connections to the Samoan dynasty, who not only understands the family but can challenge the scheming mind of Heyman. This Wiseman would come off as a mystic, one who could channel ancestral wisdom, interpreting not only in-ring tactics, but the very essence of the family's history. He'd wear traditional garb, radiating an aura of unshakable confidence and spiritual guidance. His introduction could send ripples through the bloodline, as Roman and his team must now reckon with a completely new, unexpected mind game. This Wiseman could be the missing piece to Rock's team, an advisor who operates on a more primal and spiritual level. He'd offer sage advice on not only defeating Roman Reigns, but dismantling the intricate power structure of the bloodline from within. When you think about a serious threat to Roman Reigns, physicality is as important as mind games. Roman has always relied on his muscle, whether it was Jey Uso in his right-hand man role or even Solo Sikoa as the menacing enforcer of the bloodline. To counter that, The Rock might need to bring his own force of nature. Enter a Tongan enforcer. This character would be a physically imposing, no-nonsense beast of a man. He could be someone from The Rock's extended family lineage, perhaps a lesser-known relative making his WWE debut. His role would be clear: protect The Rock, and when necessary, throw down with anyone in the bloodline who dares step out of line. Imagine a face-off between the Tongan enforcer and Solo Sikoa, each representing a different branch of the Samoan and Tongan dynasties. A collision between these two would not only be a slugfest, but a statement of supremacy within the family. This is where WWE's storytelling magic comes alive, pitting two massive forces of nature against one another, with high stakes beyond the ring. In a shocking move, WWE could lay down a new stipulation that would flip Roman Reigns' world upside down. After his latest title match, whether he won or lost, what if Roman Reigns was officially banned from challenging for the WWE Championship? This would be a game-changer for the Tribal Chief. Reigns' entire persona is built around his dominance as the champion, but without the gold, cracks would begin to form in his carefully constructed empire. His obsession with being the head of the table would be called into question, and his authority over his family could start to crumble. While Roman could still hold the Universal Championship, being unable to challenge for the WWE title could be the wedge that causes dissent within the bloodline. Perhaps Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, or even Solo Sikoa might start to question his leadership, realizing that Roman is no longer the unbeatable figure he once was. The Rock, who thrives on challenging authority, could take full advantage of this. Imagine a scenario where Roman, banned from chasing the title he craves, turns paranoid, driving away his own family members as he spirals into frustration and despair. The Rock's influence, along with his new Tongan allies, could exploit this weakness, dismantling Roman's legacy piece by piece.